We go up to Congress and we talk about $1.5 trillion for a military that's losing. We talk about actually the national security budget being somewhere around 2 trillion plus. We talk about DNIs. We talk about secretaries of defense or war. And this is all cosmetic. We're being destroyed by our own mistakes, and we don't seem to know how to rectify them. I have to believe that there are some people in Beijing, Moscow, and Tehran who understand the nature of this conflict in its strategic proportions that I've just sort of sketched. And they're not going to back off of that, because every day that goes by, they get deeper into this strategic defeat of the empire. And although China would not like to see it be precipitous and harming them, they're fully willing, I think, if there's no other choice, to go ahead and back those proxies, allies, I'll call them, up front in doing what they're doing to the U.S. empire. And Katie bar the door, that's what's happening. I think we're up against real power in the world, power that surpasses our own, and we're going to lose. And we have no, and this is it, boiled down, we have no one other than maybe a lieutenant colonel or colonel or whatever in the Pentagon who dare not speak up, who conceives this or understands this. So we're in deep trouble. And all this we're talking about is just noise. Bibi Netanyahu's noise. The Knesset's vote to dissolve the Knesset, the first step in having early elections, just happened. And I don't think Netanyahu is going to win. And the president is leaking words that, since Netanyahu won't admit his guilt, which apparently is a requirement for a pardon from the president of Israel, he's not going to pardon him. So what does that mean for Netanyahu? Increasing desperation, because he knows he's going to jail. He knows his career is going to end in ignominy. It's going to end in his being in jail, just like Aruch Sharon was, and probably end in his death in jail. And that is anathema to him. He's not only not accomplished his major goal, which was to do all that he's done, including Gaza, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and wow, Syria fell into his hands too. I'm not sure he was planning on that. But Iran was the pièce de résistance. Iran had to go. And he had the United States in his clutches, and the war was on. And now it's not looking good for him. And I would be surprised if he survives through this election. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the final solution. I understand he actually used that term, that phrase. Again, we're playing with dynamite, nuclear dynamite.
Actually, I don't see, Larry, the situation even with Syria improving for him or somehow getting better. It's getting worse as time goes by.
I'd be willing to bet you that a lot of Hezbollah supplies are flowing across the north of Syria. Maybe with Erdogan's permission or Overwatch. Maybe with Iraq's permission or Overwatch. You know, yeah, go ahead and do it. Just like my son said, that border's teeming. Every hour of darkness is people selling gasoline, selling drugs, selling food. I mean, down there on the border, you couldn't find any terrorists. They were all contraband traders. That's how they do business. And the idea that you can stop that so that Hezbollah doesn't get any more munitions is just pure nonsense. And it's the same thing, I think, with Iran, because you've got the Caspian and you've got the railroad and you've got lots of people with lots of stuff pouring it in.
Larry, I somehow, when I compare the United States and these 800 bases all around the world, it reminds me the strategy of Israel is going
a noose around our neck right now. That's what they are.
It seems to me Israel is doing the same in a, you know, in a reduced scale. What do I mean by that?
Yeah,
because they're going to Syria, they're going to Lebanon, to the West Bank, to the Gaza, and we know their ego is writing a check that their body cannot cash. This is the problem with Israel today. But they're going to Litani River in Lebanon. They're talking about Beirut. They're talking about Damascus, going to Damascus. This is a country that doesn't understand its physics. That's why they're overstretched, if I can use that this way.